Over the past 6 or 7 years, I have been obsessed with the subconscious mind because I truly believe it is the most important thing you need to understand if you want to have complete success and control of your life. It's the most important topic in self-improvement that gets neglected. Over those years, I've read hundreds of books ranging from hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, shadow work, priming, and subliminals, and just a whole bunch of shit I've read. In this video, I'm going to distill all that, give you the top 5 books that will give you the biggest bang for your buck so you can really master this topic. And you're going to be surprised to see that The Power of the Subconscious Mind, the most popular book on the genre, is not on this list. I'm going to explain why. Before I get into the list, why is The Power of the Subconscious Mind not on the list? It's not on the list because I believe the book has a lot of fluff. You know, we have to give props to Joseph Murphy for bringing the book into the mainstream, bringing the topic into the mainstream, making people fall in love with this world of self-improvement. But the book has a lot of bullshit in it. It's got a lot of magical thinking. Things as if like, you know, if someone was to chop off your arm, you could regrow it using your subconscious mind as if you were a lizard. That type of stuff, wishy-washy, manifest $1 million tomorrow just by thinking about it. The type of law of attraction nonsense that I hate, a lot of it is in this book. A lot of religious undertones, a lot of repetition. It just goes on, and I'm not a big fan. Might be worth it to check out for you, but if you're based on practicality, if you like the real world and want to have success through tangible means that follow universal laws that everyone can see and understand, check out these next 5 books. Number 5 on my list is PsychoCybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. This is in my top 10 books of all time of any genre. You see, Maxwell Maltz was a plastic surgeon. He used to repair people's faces, people that were disfigured, people that wanted nose jobs, that type of stuff. And he noticed an interesting phenomena. Whenever he would repair certain people's faces, they would look at him and say, hey, nothing happened. My face looks exactly the same. Although everybody else is looking at them and say, hey, you look different, you look good. They'll say, no, I look the same, I'm still ugly. So he ascertained that there must be something else that's controlling how people see the world. This is where the term the self-image came from. He popularized this term, realized that there was a self-image in which our success mechanism, which is our subconscious mind, follows. And you'll see this in life. People that have a very healthy self-image, a self-image of abundance, a self-image of prosperity, always attract money, regardless of the situation. People like Elon Musk, no matter what happens to him, he's always going to be able to become a billionaire in just a few years because he has that success mindset, that prosperity consciousness. Whereas certain people, no matter what opportunities come to them, they just end up fucking it up, they end up messing it up, finding a way to just screw things over because they have that poverty mindset or a self-image of lack, a self-image that is just not advantageous towards their goals. So Maxwell Maltz realized that the subconscious mind, what he calls the success mechanism, operates kind of like a ballistic missile, using negative feedback, always auto-correcting its path until we hit our target, guided by our self-image. So if you want to learn more about that, make sure to check out that book. It's a deep book. It's one of the best books on the topic, I guarantee. Book number 4 is called The Genie Within, and this one is a lesser known book on the subconscious mind written by this guy called Harry Carpenter. What he did was he basically created a course on the subconscious mind that he used to do, I think, back in the 90s, and a lot of people loved it. He also read a whole bunch of books on the topic like me and decided to distill the best stuff into one book. So this book is really good for beginners because it's got a lot of techniques. It's very simple to understand and gives you a quick rundown of what the subconscious mind is and the most effective ways to reprogram it. So I got a lot of benefit from this book, picked up a lot of new techniques that I didn't find in other books. I highly recommend you check that one out. It's really great, especially when you're just starting out. Book number 3 is called Subliminal, and this one is written by a physicist called Leonard something, I forgot his last name. And this guy here is taking the scientific approach to the unconscious mind. He doesn't call it the subconscious mind, he calls it the unconscious mind. That's what, you know, educated people call it. Academics call it, they call it the unconscious. And he goes through a range of different studies showing just how absurd our unconscious mind is and how easily primed they are. So he talks a lot about priming, similar to the book Influence and Persuasion. He talks about these psychological biases that we have. goes through a range of experiments that really expose how easy it is to control people when you understand how the subconscious mind is really running everything. So that's a great book, especially if you like more academic stuff. The downside of this book is it doesn't really go over techniques for reprogramming the mind. It just shows you a lot of cool stuff that goes on behind the scenes in our minds. So make sure to check out that book too. The next book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There's been a lot of controversy about Napoleon Hill over recent years. People saying that, he wasn't who he said he was some kind of scammer and whatnot. I don't really care about all that. The truth of the matter is Think and Grow Rich is one of the most popular books and one of the most effective books for changing people's lives. So many multimillionaires have accredited this book to changing their lives, changing the way they think, changing their relationship with the subconscious mind. The book is not simply about the subconscious mind, it's about success in general, talking about universal principles that can be used by anyone to get success, but he does go over the subconscious mind in a few chapters, and he goes over them in detail and shows how the subconscious mind kind of works with you when you have a definite chief aim. A definite chief aim being a goal that you're aiming towards. It goes over various techniques that you can use to change that goal from something that's just a tangible idea or intangible idea in your mind, a piece of paper, into something tangible, something that has manifested. He shows you the process for doing that. I'm not going to spoil it. You need to check out the book. Every single man, every single woman on planet Earth needs to read Think and Grow Rich. It's not just about money. It's about growing rich spiritually, having everything you want in terms of relationships, health, and wealth. So pick up Think and Grow Rich. Number one is something you probably won't expect, but it's called The Memory Code. This book is a lesser known book. It definitely doesn't have a lot of love because I checked it out on Goodreads. Not too many people have reviewed it or checked it out, but I kind of got it as a present, surprisingly enough, from my sister. She got it for me for my birthday, and I checked it out, and it's incredibly good. It's a book about memory engineering. Memory engineering is the art of going back into your memories and changing them. You might not know this, but memories are not solid. They're very malleable. They can change. Each time you recall something, it changes slightly. That's why sometimes you can have an event that happened to you and a friend, and your memory of it is completely different to your friend. You had an amazing time, your friend had a terrible time, and you all swear that your account of the event is the true one. Well, the truth is probably something in between, because our memories change each time we recall. Now, because our memories change each time we recall, we have the power to change our memories. A lot of therapists do this with their clients, but this guy goes over a very practical way that you can change your memories at home and have a better relationship with your subconscious mind, especially if you're having certain events that happen in your past that are blocking you, that are creating limiting beliefs, that are stopping you from taking things to the next level. This book is really good. You get to go there and undo it. It's kind of like shadow work. You get to unwind some of that damage. And I've used versions of his exercises in my courses with students and on myself for a while now, and it's incredibly powerful for kind of having that clarity, helping your mental health and clearing the path forward. So those are the top 5 books, but I'm gonna give you some bonus ones here, some honorable mentions. Honorable mention is Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard is somewhat of an esoteric writer or speaker, a new age phenomena that he's incredibly popular right now. He blew up out of nowhere. He wrote about the subconscious mind in this book in such a clear way that anyone can understand. He talks about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the role our imagination has in manifesting. Now, you have to be careful with Neville Goddard. Although I love his work, it could be misconstrued as woo-woo. So take it with a grain of salt, take the advice, but remember the most important thing regarding the subconscious mind is taking action. Next honorable mention is a bit of a self-plug, is my book Thriving. I go over the subconscious mind in the last chapter, and I kind of give you a no bullshit, quick rundown over everything you need to know to start reprogramming your mind so that you have the right beliefs in your mind to accomplish the things you want to accomplish. The good thing about Thriving, unlike these other books, is it's free. You can download it using the link in the description. Anyway, those are the top 5 books on reprogramming the subconscious mind, mastering the subconscious mind. Read these, and I promise you'll be one step closer to living and dying well.